Hello Swatantra TV viewers. I am Mahima, welcoming you to our English bulletin with latest news, updates and analysis. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi on Friday assured a legislation to provide apprenticeship to young people and filling 30 lakh vacant government jobs. Addressing his first election rally in Tamil Nadu, Rahul Gandhi said if the India bloc is voted to power at the centre, drastic action will be taken to provide employment opportunities to the young people. There are 30 lakh vacant jobs in the government and these jobs will be provided to young people, he said, and added that in order to benefit all the graduates and diploma holders, a law to provide right to apprenticeship will be passed in Parliament. Slamming the BJP, Gandhi alleged the Saffron Party MPs openly stated that they are going to change the constitution if they retained power at the centre. While the rest of the world earlier looked at India as a beacon of democracy, now it is of the view that India's democracy is no longer a democracy, the former Congress president alleged. Attacking PM Modi, he said the only thing Modi cares about is having a monopoly on finances and the communication system of this country. He said the nation today faced an ideological battle. On the one side is the ideology of social justice, freedom and equality, championed by icons such as reformist leader Periyar E.V. Ramasamy, and on the other side are the ideas of RSS and PM Narendra Modi and his government. Gandhi pointed out that Modi stood for one nation, one leader and one language.
Result of their ideology. The highest unemployment in 45 years. 83% of unemployed people are youngsters. Today is more unequal than it was under the British. Indians have the same amount of money that 70 crore Indian people have. 30 Indian farmers kill themselves every single day. And yet the Prime Minister is not ready to forgive their loans. But he can give 16 lakh crores to the richest Indians by forgiving their loans. 2 or 3 large industrialists, none of them from Tamil Nadu, get all the contracts, all the benefits. Every single industry is being handed over to them. Just because Mr. Adani is close to the Prime Minister and helps the Prime Minister, the ports, the airports, electrical power, wind power, solar power, defense industry, all of it is handed to him.
The arrest of 2 accused in Bengaluru's Rameshwaram cafe blast case from West Bengal on Friday triggered a political slanging match in the state, with the opposition BJP claiming that the TMC regime has turned the state into a safe haven for terrorists. BJP's remark drew a riposte from the TMC and West Bengal police, which pointed out that the NIA arrested the accused with the help of the state police. Hitting out at the BJP for alleging that West Bengal has become a safe haven for terrorists, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee on Friday said the accused in the Bengaluru blast case were arrested because of the state police's prompt action. What about Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Delhi, Gujarat and Bihar? She asked. She asserted that the BJP is spreading canards. The NIA detains 2 chief suspects in the Rameshwaram cafe blast, bomber Musawir Hussain Shazib and accomplice Abdul Mateen Dhahmat Taha from Kolkata. Both likely belong to ISIS cell in Shivamogga in Karnataka. Within minutes of Malviya's post, TMC leader Kunal Ghosh claimed that the accused were arrested by the NIA with the help of West Bengal police. The National Investigation Agency, NIA, on Friday arrested 2 accused, including the mastermind, in Bengaluru's Rameshwaram cafe blast case, officials said. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday said the upcoming Lok Sabha election will take place in Jammu and Kashmir without the fear of terrorism, strikes, stone pelting, and cross border firing, indicating that the poll boycott campaigns run by the separatists in the last 3 decades are history now. Addressing a poll rally in Udhampur, Modi said he has fulfilled his promise of putting an end to the long sufferings of the people of Jammu and Kashmir and challenged the Congress and other opposition parties to bring back Article 370 of the Constitution, which was revoked by the BJP-led centre in August 2019. The rally was organized at the Modi ground along the Jammu-Srinagar National Highway in support of Union Minister Jitendra Singh, who is vying a hat-trick of poll victories from the Udhampur Lok Sabha seat. Udhampur goes to polls on 19th April. The Congress has fielded Chaudhry Lal Singh and Democratic Progressive Azad Party has nominated G.M. Saruri from the seat. After Pakistan-sponsored terrorism reared its head in the 1990s, the separatists led by the Hurriyat Conference used to run poll boycott campaigns in Jammu and Kashmir. The upcoming Lok Sabha polls will be the first election in the region after the abrogation of Article 370, and there is neither such a campaign nor stone pelting this time around. Families with a dynastic setup have harmed Jammu and Kashmir more than anyone else. These parties are of the family, by the family and for the family, and they are the ones who created the wall of Article 370. They created an illusion that only Article 370 can safeguard the lives of the people here.
नए जम्मू कश्मीर की नई और शानदार तस्वीर बनाने के लिए जुट जाना है। वो समय दूर नहीं जब जम्मू कश्मीर में भी विधानसभा के चुनाव होंगे। जम्मू कश्मीर को वापस राज्य का दर्जा मिलेगा। आप अपने विधायक, अपने मंत्रियों से अपने सपने साझा कर सकेंगे। हर वर्ग की समस्याओं का तेजी से समाधान होगा। यहां जो सड़कों और रेल का काम चल रहा है वो तेजी से पूरा होगा। देश विदेश से बड़ी बड़ी कंपनियां, बड़ी बड़ी फैक्ट्रियां और ज्यादा संख्या में आएगी। जम्मू कश्मीर टूरिज्म के साथ ही स्पोर्ट्स और स्टार्टअप के लिए जाना जाएगा। इस संकल्प को लेकर मुझे जम्मू कश्मीर को आगे बढ़ाना है।
A Delhi court on Friday sent Bharat Rasthara Samiti leader K. Kavita to CBI custody till 15th April in the alleged Delhi excise policy scam. Special Judge Kaveri Baveja passed the order after hearing arguments of the Central Bureau of Investigation as well as Kavita's counsel. Kavita was arrested by the CBI in Tihar jail where she was lodged after her arrest by the Enforcement Directorate in a money laundering case linked to the alleged scam on Thursday. The CBI arrested Kavita under Section 120-B read with Section 477-A of the Indian Penal Code and Section 7 of the Prevention of Corruption Act, according to officials. The daughter of former Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao was held in Tihar jail where she has been lodged after her arrest by the Enforcement Directorate. CBI officials had recently questioned Kavita inside prison after obtaining permission from a special court. The ED arrested Kavita from her Banjara Hills residence in Hyderabad on 15th March. Earlier, the CBI on Thursday produced Bharat Rasthara Samiti, BRS, leader K. Kavita, arrested in connection with a corruption case linked to the alleged Delhi excise policy scam, before a court here and sought her 5-day police custody. Domestic air passenger traffic is likely to have witnessed an annual growth of 13% at around 15.4 crore in 2023 to 24, and the aviation industry's net loss is expected to have declined to 3,000 rupees to 4,000 crore during the same period, according to a report. Credit rating agency ICRA on Friday also said the airline's ability to raise yields proportionate to their input cost increases will be key to expand their profitability margins, while supply chain challenges and engine failure issues pose near-term headwinds. For FY24, it said domestic air passenger traffic is estimated at around 154 million, and year-on-year growth of about 13%. According to the report, the country's aviation industry is expected to report a significantly lower net loss of 30 rupees to 40 billion in financial year 2024 and financial year 2025, over 170 rupees to 175 billion in financial year 2023. In this context, the industry refers to AIX Connect, Air India, Interglobe Aviation, Tata Sia Airlines, and SpiceJet. Delhi Cabinet Minister Atishi on Friday alleged that a big political conspiracy is being hatched by the BJP-led central government to impose precedence rule in the national capital. Arvind Kejriwal's arrest is a political conspiracy to topple his government. It is now learned from reliable sources that in the coming days, precedence rule will be imposed in Delhi. But imposing precedence rule in Delhi will be illegal and against the mandate of people, she said at a press conference here. Atishi claimed that in recent times, many events have taken place that indicate the possibility of the imposition of precedence rule in the national capital. In the last few months, no senior IAS officer has been posted in Delhi, she said. Posts are lying vacant in departments, but no postings have taken place. Bureaucrats have stopped attending meetings called by ministers, citing the Model Code of Conduct. The Lieutenant Governor has been writing letters to the Ministry of Home Affairs over the functioning of the Delhi government, she said. Atishi further said the BJP already knows that it cannot come to power in Delhi.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी को चेतावनी दे दूं कि दिल्ली में राष्ट्रपति शासन लगाना गैर कानूनी होगा, गैर संवैधानिक होगा और दिल्ली की जनता के जनादेश के खिलाफ होगा। दिल्ली की जनता ने अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को, आम आदमी पार्टी को एक स्पष्ट जनादेश दिया है। इस जनादेश के तहत कुछ ही दिन पहले 17 फरवरी को दिल्ली विधानसभा में फ्लोर टेस्ट करके कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन लाके अरविंद केजरीवाल की सरकार ने अपनी मेजॉरिटी को साबित किया है। ये बिल्कुल साफ है कि भारत के संविधान के तहत किसी सरकार की मेजॉरिटी होते हुए किसी सरकार के पास जब उनके हाउस का कॉन्फिडेंस होता है तो राष्ट्रपति शासन नहीं लगाया जा सकता।
AAP workers on Friday held a protest outside Rajkumar Anand's Patel Nagar residence after he resigned from the Delhi cabinet and the party. For the last 4 years, Anand has been working for the AAP. He had promised several development projects to those who voted for him. People of his constituency are feeling cheated, Ankush Narang, AAP worker said. Anand is an MLA from the Patel Nagar Vidhan Sabha constituency who won the 2020 Delhi Assembly election by defeating BJP Pravesh Ratna. In a jolt to the AAP, Anand, who was holding various portfolios, including social welfare, in the Delhi government, on Wednesday tendered his resignation from the cabinet and also quit the AAP, alleging corruption and that Dalits were not given representation in the party. The police detained a few AAP workers, who were protesting outside Anand's house without any permission. Kejriwal was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate on 21st March in a money laundering case stemming from the alleged excise policy scam. He is in judicial custody till 15th April and is currently lodged in Tihar jail.
तरफ से एक ही आश्वासन मिल रहा है कि हम जेल का जवाब वोट से देंगे और कभी भी पीछे नहीं हटेंगे। अगर इस चुनाव में हम दिखा देंगे कि आपने अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को जो बंद किया है उसके पीछे आपकी अपनी रणनीति थी कि वो बाहर जाके पब्लिक में ना जा पाएँ, इस वजह से इन्होंने ये सब किया है। और अभी तक पब्लिक के अंदर बहुत ज़्यादा गुस्सा है, रोष है, बहुत ज़्यादा पब्लिक दुखी भी है और इस समय जेल का जवाब वोट से देगी।
देखिए, भारत के अंदर एक तानाशाही की सरकार चल रही है। तानाशाह सोचते हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को झूठे मुकदमे लगा के, झूठे केस बना के, जेल में डाल के उन्हें चुप कर देंगे, उन्हें डरा देंगे, धमका देंगे। केजरीवाल डरने वाले, धमकाने वाले नहीं है, केजरीवाल दबने वाले नहीं है। क्या गलती किया केजरीवाल जी ने, क्या गुनाह है उनको उन्हें जेल में डाला गया? उनका ये गुनाह है, उन्होंने दिल्ली की जनता को फ्री बिजली दी, फ्री जो है उन्हें पानी दिया, बच्चों को अच्छी शिक्षा दी, उन्होंने जो स्वास्थ्य के लिए उनकी दवाइयाँ फ्री कराई, बुजुर्गों के लिए तीर्थ यात्राएं फ्री में कराई। ये गलती सीएम साहब की है। अगर बीजेपी मानती है उन्होंने गुनाह किया है तो गुनाह भी अरविंद केजरीवाल जी हर बार।
In what could be a significant achievement of the YSRCP government, led by YS Jagan Mohan Reddy, the US-based electric vehicle giant Tesla is all set to explore the possibility of setting up its electrical vehicle manufacturing plant in Andhra Pradesh. Tesla has decided to set up its manufacturing plant in India to drive the EV growth story. The Andhra Pradesh government has extended an invitation to Tesla to set up a manufacturing plant in the state. The state has already sent 2 emails to Tesla's management inviting them to inspect potential sites for the plant. This proactive approach comes as Tesla founder Elon Musk is scheduled to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 22nd April. The official went on to highlight the strategic advantages of the state, noting the proximity to manufacturing hubs in Chennai and Bengaluru as well as the nearby Krishnapatnam port. Specific locations like the Kia plant in Anantapur district, Nadupet, and Sri City have all been proposed. Crucially, the government has indicated its willingness to go the extra mile to secure this project. If Tesla's team visits the state and picks a suitable location for their needs, the government is prepared to provide them with land, even if it involves buying it from private owners, the official added. The leaders of YSRCP complained to the Election Commission against Jana Sena Chief Pawan Kalyan, TDP President N. Chandrababu Naidu and Nara Lokesh for making disparaging remarks without evidence violating the election rules. YSRCP MLA Malladi Vishnu, Legal Cell State Chairman Manohar Reddy, Party Grievance Cell President Narayana Murthy, along with State Elections Additional CEO Koteshwara Rao, filed the complaint. They complained against Pawan Kalyan, who made personal criticisms against Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy violating election rules. Pawan Kalyan made inappropriate comments at a public meeting held in Amalpuram on 11th March. The party also provided evidence related to this to the Election Commission. In the Amalpuram meeting, Pawan Kalyan accused YSRCP members of Parliament Peddareddy Mithun Reddy, State Minister Peddareddy Ramchandra Reddy and Party General Secretary Sajjala Ramakrishna Reddy of causing trouble to 40 lakh construction workers violating the election rules. The party requested to take appropriate action against Pawan Kalyan regarding these 2 complaints. In the other complaint, they brought to the notice of the Election Commission that TDP Chief Naidu made inappropriate comments and baseless allegations against Chief Minister YS Jagan Mohan Reddy during his speech in the Amalpuram meeting on 11th April. Bharat Rashtra Samiti Working President K.T. Rama Rao on Friday predicted that neither India bloc led by the Congress nor the NDA led by the BJP will secure majority to form government at the centre after Lok Sabha elections. In that event, KTR said that the Bharat Rashtra Samiti will play a vital role in national politics. Participating in Bhongir Parliamentary Constituency Party activists meeting at Ibrahimpatnam, KTR said that if Bharat Rashtra Samiti wins 10 to 12 seats, the party will play a crucial role in national politics and it will go a long way in promoting the state's interests. KTR slammed Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his utter failure to control the rising inflation and shattered the lives of the common people. He pointed out that the LPG cylinder price skyrocketed from 400 rupees to 1,200 rupees under the BJP government. He said the Prime Minister and other BJP leaders NLY chanted the name of Lord Ram for votes, but made zero contribution for development of Telangana. He recalled that though former Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao developed the Yadadri temple, he never misused it for political mileage. Narendra Modi did nothing for Telangana. He did not sanction a single Navodaya school or a medical college. He also refused to purchase 3.5 crore tons of paddy produced by farmers of Telangana, while his cabinet minister Piyush Goyal advised Telangana people to eat broken rice.
లంకె బిందెలు ఉంటాయి అనుకొని వచ్చిన నేను ఖాళీ కుండలు ఉన్నాయి అంటాడు ఎవడన్నా ముఖ్యమంత్రి మాట్లాడే మాటనా రేవంత్ రెడ్డి గారు మొగోనివైతే ఇచ్చిన మాట ప్రకారం 2 లక్షల రుణం మాఫీ చేసి ఓటు అడుగు మా ఆడబిడ్డలకు మాట ఇచ్చినావు 18 ఏళ్లు నిండిన ఆడబిడ్డలందరికీ నెలకు 2500 వేస్తాన్నావు ఇచ్చినాకనే ఓటు అడుగు మొగోనివైతే నేను అడుగుతున్నా మాటలు చెప్పుడేముంది మస్తుగా చెప్పొచ్చు 10 ఏళ్లలో మనం కూడా మాటలే చెప్తే ఇవాళ తెలంగాణ ఇంత ముందుకు రాకపోతుండే చూడండి ఇవాళ కాంగ్రెస్ రాగానే ఏమేం కనబడుతున్నది ప్రజలకు కరెంటు కోతలు చాలైనాయా మంచిళ్ళ తిప్పలు చాలైందా మళ్ళా ఇది మంచి కనీసం మనం కట్టిన మిషన్ భగీరథ కూడా చక్కగా మెయింటైన్ చేయట్లేదు వీళ్ళకు గంత దుర్మార్గం ప్రజలు ఇప్పటికే బాధపడుతున్నారు ఊళ్ళల్లో అరే ఎంత పని చేస్తుందిరా నాయన తినే పల్లెంలా తినే అన్నంలా మన్ను పోసుకున్నట్టు అయింది వీళ్ళని గెలిపించి అని బాధలో ఉన్నారు పార్లమెంట్ ఎన్నికల తర్వాత తప్పకుండా ఫ్రీ బస్సు కూడా మంగళం వాడతాడు అందులో కూడా ఇప్పటికే ఆర్టీసీకి 1400 కోట్ల నష్టం వచ్చింది ఓడ మీద ఉన్నప్పుడు ఓడమల్లన్న ఓటుకెక్కినాక బోడమల్లన్న అది ఖచ్చితంగా మళ్ళీ రేవంత్ రెడ్డి చేస్తాడు యాద పెట్టుకోమని చెప్పి కూడా నేను కోరుతా ఉన్నాను.
Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy on Friday said that TDP Chief N. Chandrababu Naidu can change colours faster than chameleon. He called on people to vote for the YSRCP to ensure that welfare measures continue and creation of jobs. Huge crowds greeted him during his bus yatra as part of election campaign in Guntur district. The people braved the rain to converge at Yetukuru Junction in Guntur district of Andhra Pradesh to greet Jagan Mohan Reddy. Vote for FAN, YSRCP symbol, for jobs and welfare measures to continue, not a rusty cycle, TDP symbol, said Jagan Mohan Reddy. According to him, the YSRCP government provided 2.31 lakh jobs and said that the erstwhile TDP government had only provided 32,000 jobs. Reacting to TDP President N. Chandrababu Naidu recently declaring that he would raise the salaries of government volunteers from 5,000 rupees to 10,000 rupees per month, the Chief Minister recalled that Naidu had demanded their abolishment earlier. His adopted son Pawan Kalyan even tweeted that the volunteers are Jagan's Pegasus and volunteers are involved in the human trafficking of women. But now Naidu is promising to give 10,000 rupees to the same volunteers, which means he has finally accepted the good governance of the YSRCP government, he said.
ఈ రోజు ఈ ముఖ్యమంత్రి వస్తా ఉంటే ఒక్క మీటింగ్ పెట్టాలంటే చెప్పాను వస్తాడు వస్తే రోడ్లన్నీ తవ్వాలి చెట్లన్నీ నరకాలి సభకు రాకపోతే పింఛను కట్టు రేషన్ కట్టు అమ్మఒడి లేదు అయినా కొంతమంది అంటున్నారు నీ పింఛను పోయినా పర్వాలా నీ రేషన్ పోయినా పర్వాలా అమ్మఒడి పోయినా పర్వాలా మళ్ళీ బాబు వస్తాడు మాకు ఇస్తాడని మీరందరూ కూడా నిర్ణయించుకున్నారు కానీ మనం సభ పెట్టాలంటే మా తమ్ముళ్ళు ఇంట్లో హ్యాంగర్ కొన్న పసుపు షర్ట్ వేసుకొని రోడ్డు మీదకి వచ్చేస్తారు. సభ అదిరిపోద్ది. అపోజిషన్ వాళ్ళ గుండెళ్ళు పగిలిపోతాయి. అది ఈరోజు తెలుగుదేశం జన సైనికుల యొక్క పట్టుదల.
Benchmark equity indices Sensex and Nifty plunged by 1% on Friday due to across-the-board profit-taking by investors after a recent record-breaking rally as U.S. inflation data dashed hopes of a rate cut by June. The 30-share BSE Sensex tanked 793.25 points or 1.06% to settle at 74,244.90 with 27 of its components ending in the red. During the day, it dropped 848.84 points or 1.13% to 74,189.31. The NSE Nifty declined 234.40 points or 1.03% to close at 22,519.40 with 45 of its constituents settling lower. All Nifty sectoral indices closed in the red. From the Sensex basket, Sun Pharma, Maruti, Power Grid, Titan, JSW Steel, Tech Mahindra, Larsen & Toubro and State Bank of India were the major laggards. Tata Motors, Tata Consultancy Services and Nestle were the gainers. US inflation soared by 0.4% more, surpassing expectations and triggering a spike in US Treasury yields. Investors are questioning the feasibility of the US Fed's anticipated 3 rate cuts this year, leading to underperformance in EMS. Nifty ended sharply lower on 12th April on profit booking across the board. Asian stocks fell on Friday as traders priced in less monetary policy easing by the US Fed this year. In the broader market, the BSE small cap gauge declined 0.60% and mid cap index dipped 0.49%. A total of 2,373 stocks declined while 1,466 advanced and 104 remained unchanged. Global oil benchmark Brent crude climbed 0.95% to $90 a barrel. Foreign institutional investors bought equities worth 2,778.17 crore rupees on Wednesday, according to exchange data. Thank you for watching Swatantra TV English Bulletin. For a complete and comprehensive English news bulletin, please do watch Swatantra TV every day. This is Mahima, signing off. Keep watching Swatantra TV.